Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and thanks for checking out the video today. Today I have a lesson on grade 3 number sense and numeration. So to get into the specifics in terms of learning goals, it has to do with quantity relationships. So by the end of grade 3, students will divide whole objects and sets of objects into equal parts and identify the part using fractional names without using numbers in standard fractional notation. So for the following lesson, I have an overview of what a fraction is. I also go into a couple different activities, and then there is a decoding activity at the end that actually goes along with 2 different movies. So I'll explain that as we go through, but let's get started into the lesson. So if you're taking your child through this lesson, you're just going to start by letting them know what a fraction is. They probably know what a fraction is, but fractions are one of those things that are really tough for people to grasp and understand how they relate to each other. I have students all the way from grade 1 up to grade 11 that still struggle with some fractions. And it's completely normal to struggle with fractions. So that is why I included the definition. Also, a fun fact that I didn't even learn until this year was that the line that divides the numerator and the denominator is called the vinculum. So, fun fact there. So, you will run through the definition, and then there's actually examples of different fractions shown through picture and also the fraction notation, and then common names for fractions. So, those are kind of the note portion that you'll just have to go through with your child so that they understand what fractions are. So then we look at word problems. So there's one word problem, and I break it down within the note of how you can explain it and how you get the answer. So after you get the example completed, we go into the questions. So there's a couple different parts. There's this one where your child will actually have to color in the section based off of the fraction they're given. And then the second part is writing the fraction based on what's colored in. And then the last part is actually using a number line instead of using circles or squares, because most of the time when we look at fractions and we draw them, we only use like a circle or a rectangle or a pretty standard shape, and people often forget that you can also do them on number lines. So I wanted to make sure that both of the formats were represented. And then lastly, there's just more practice with word problems at the bottom. There's 5 different ones to go through. And from there we get into kind of the culminating activity of the lesson. The final activity covers 2 different movies. So you can pick whichever movie that maybe your child has seen or hasn't seen and you think they'd be interested in. So the 2 movies that I've chosen to base these activities on are Spy Kids and Frozen. So if your child has seen them or has not seen them, just pick which one you think they'd be more interested in. And actually, kind of the culmination after this is maybe having a movie afternoon with your child and just enjoying some quality time together. So for both of these activities, in the case of Spy Kids, your child has been chosen to help the OSS find where Junie and Carmen's parents have been taken by Floop and his Fooglies. Whereas in the Frozen activity, you are helping Elsa and Anna prepare for the coronation and just figure out all of the concepts needed to throw a party. So you can pick whichever one. Now, as you can see, there's a bunch of different fractions on the bottom that relate to the clue. So on the last page of both of the activities, there is a alphabet key. So as you can see, A relates to this picture, B relates to this one, and each letter has a picture that goes with it that represents a fraction. So your child is going to have to go through the list and find the image that relates to the fraction on the page. So, for example, here we have 2/5. We would look on here and we would try and find 2/5. So it links up with I. So then your child would write I in that spot. Now, clue 1 and clue 2 are both designed to work the same way. The only one that is different is clue 3. Now on clue 3, we go back to word problems so that your child can get more of a practice with those. So they'll answer those and answer the other clues, and once they solve all the clues, they have helped in both cases, whether it's finding Junie and Carmen's parents and getting them home safely, or helping Elsa and Anna plan for the coronation. So whichever one you pick, those are the ones you solve. And once you're done, feel free to watch the movie. Have a movie afternoon with your kids and just enjoy the quality time. That is it for today. Feel free to go to part 2 if you want me to teach the lesson, and I will see you in the next video where I'll be covering grade 4. So feel free to come back for that if you're interested in kind of seeing what I'm teaching there. But if not, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are enjoying discovering something new and learning new things, and I look forward to teaching you again soon. So, see you next time.